Hello, and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. On this show, we help members of the public to get the very best price for their antiques and valuables. You get a choice. Sit down with one of our regular dealers. They're going to try and buy your treasures off you for a cash sum on the table today.
£1,000. Haven't finished yet? Good. Good. Oh, you're straight in there. I like that.
If I don't think that's enough money, I'm going to say no. Reject that offer. Gamble. Go to auction. You may get a little bit more money there.
900. 950. The holding this time then at 950.
I'll be on hand at all times to help and advise you. Today the show comes to you from Lancaster. There's a great crowd of people here this morning. They are clutching their treasures. They're eager to do business. You know why they're here. They want to walk away with the real deal.
Time to get business underway here in Lancaster. First up, it's some wheeling and dealing with Tim Hogarth.
They've been in the attic for a few years now, and we're hoping that someone else will take them and appreciate them.
They're not my field at all. Don't understand them. Don't know where to sell them.
That's not our problem, Tim. Time to rev the deal.
Sharon, now you've brought in a collection of dinky toys.
Yes.
Now these aren't yours, are they, Sharon?
No, they're my husband's.
Boys' toys, aren't they, you say?
Very much so.
And he's sent you as his ambassador to sell them?
Yes.
Is he too scared to come up here?
Yes.
Is he? Right. So, which are his favourite ones, then?
I believe he had this one first.
Yeah.
And some of them were bought because originally my husband's parents lived in Belgium, and his sisters joined the ATS at about the age of 16, went over to the UK, and every time they came back to visit his mum and dad, they used to bring, especially the military ones, a vehicle for their younger brother.
Right.
And I think some have been bought by his mum and dad as well.
Yeah. So would that be sort of like the 1960s?
1950s.
1950s.
Earlier, yes.
Yeah. Right. Now, important question. Have you got any of the boxes, Sharon?
Unfortunately not.
Right. Because you know that when you get the boxes with the dinky toys, it sort of like takes them to a sort of another level, really, because call it boxed and mint, really.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's some quite nice ones here. I mean, this is quite nice. This sort of like crane, and it works, doesn't it?
They're all in working order, I believe, yes.
Which is quite nice. You've got a forklift truck there, Heinz van. Now, I have to be perfectly honest with you, Sharon. I am probably not the best dinky toy buyer. But I will have a go.
Right.
I will have a go, and if it's no good, Sharon, just shout at me.
That I will do.
Right, you ready?
Yes.
50, 100, 150, £200.
No.
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 Am I a long way away, Sharon?
You're not that far, but you are a fair way.
220.
No.
240.
No.
You've got my measure, haven't you? Would it be bereft to sell these, Sharon?
I think he probably would, but at the end of the day, I think he's ready to let them go and somebody else appreciate them.
OK, Sharon, let me just tell you what the independent values and the auctioneers say. They're all 250 to 350. Dinky toys at auction are very popular. And, you know, there's 19 pieces here.
Yes.
I think at the moment, it is a lower-end bid. I think they're probably worth somewhere around about the 300 quid.
Thank you, David.
I don't understand them. You know, if I understood them more, we wouldn't be having a problem here.
Another 20 and you've got a deal.
You mean another 20 and you've got a deal?
Oh, split the difference with me, Tim. Round it up. Go on.
No, Sharon.
Yes.
No.
Oh.
Oh, no.
You're going to spoil my day.
Oh, don't.
You're going to...
Don't lay guilt on my doorstep
Yeah, I am.
now.
Go
oh,
on.
Sharon.
No, oh, come on, Tim.
fiver.
A tenner.
It's a fiver more than you were going to get a second ago, and you got the guilt trip in.
Thank you very much, Tim.
I don't know what I'm Well, I'm horrified, really, that I've bought 19 dinky toys that I haven't got the foggiest idea how much they're worth, and I've spent £245 on them. And I felt sure that Sharon had taken them to auction, absolutely sure, but I was wrong.
That went well, didn't it, Tim? Now, Stuart Hofgartner's been handed his first item of the day.
They always say don't accept the first offer, so we'll see where we go from there, see what the first offer is.
I've seen the leading cuffs. I love them, they're really me, and it's criminal what they used to use them for.
That joke was criminal, Stuart.
You bought quite an interesting item along for us, haven't you?
Well, I think so, yes.
What can you tell us about them?
Well, in 1967, I was a serving police officer in Preston Borough Police, and my sergeant said there's a person who's wanted on warrant. And he said, don't take your regular handcuffs I'd been issued with. So he handed me those. Of course, when I went to get him, he was actually an ex-Mr. Universe. Truthfully, he was a bodybuilder.
Right.
And that cuff wouldn't even fit round him.
So we're calling them cuffs, so it's a handcuff.
A handcuff.
I know them as leading cuffs.
Right.
To do just the job you said. But the odd thing about it is you're saying 67, and these are probably 100 years older.
Oh, I know, that's not the...
So he was larking about when he got you to pick him up.
That's right,
with him,
I was a rookie policeman.
Ah, I see. So are you saying that you couldn't actually get the guy's arm in there?
No, you couldn't get his wrist in at all.
No.
They're probably twice the size of mine, and they're tight on mine.
So these are about 1850, 1860. And as you say, that would be the handhold for the guardian, and they would have been police or some security force to lead a prisoner, and this would be his wrist in there. So it's going to be pretty tight, even on the small guy.
That's right.
The nice thing about them is that they're in nice condition, and they got a magic maker's name on them. Hayat, yeah. So they still, well, until probably 20 years ago, they were still a major manufacturer for security equipment for police forces throughout the world. You had this experience with them, so you didn't want to keep them?
They were just sat in a drawer, and every now and again I'd play with the grandchildren, but no, I thought it's time perhaps to dispose of them.
OK, you brought them here to sell them, I'll have a go at buying them. I do like them.
Right.
Let's see what we got. 20, 40, 60, £80.
You're probably not a long way from what I was thinking.
£100.
You get in there, aren't you?
So it's £110.
We're very nearly there. Another blue one and we'd have been there.
110's my price. I was thinking £100. You push me a tenner. Oh. See what David says.
Well, I've been watching from the sidelines. First of all, you've sat down with the right dealer. Stuart's the right man. I think it's a curio, it's interesting, it's quirky. He likes this type of thing. Now, the independent valuers and the auctioneers, they have different estimations. The auctioneer is very low. He says 20, 25 quid. The independent valuers say 40 to 60. I would have placed my value on that at 80 to 100 quid. Right. And there you have £110 on the table. I'm going to say, Stuart, that's a fair cop, mate. You pick the money up.
Well, I think we got a deal there.
Yeah,
well done.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you.
David came in and settled my mind that, yeah, that's the place to stop.
£110 I paid in the end, off the cuff. That was a good deal.
I'm very happy. It's a real deal.
It certainly was, Eddie. Mark Stevens heads up this next deal.
Hi, do you want Mark?
Hello.
Nice to meet you. We're in a very nice silver basket here. What can you tell me about it?
I don't really know much about it, but my gran gave it to me, and that's it, really.
So was it something your granny bought, or was it inherited?
I think it was probably bought, I'm not sure, but it was in a glass cabinet with another, and she said I could choose one of them as a gift.
So you chose this one? Well, you got a good eye, because you chose the silver one.
Oh, right.
And this one is made in Chester.
OK.
In 1923. It's a table dish you put in the middle, probably for fruit.
Yes, I'm not sure whether it was.
Did you remember her having fruit in it?
No, she just had it in the glass cabinet, really. Never saw any fruit in it.
What about you using it for the fruit? When you go back, if you don't sell it, put it in there and use...
No.
Not for you.
I just won't want to clean it all the time.
I mean, it's got a value. I mean, it's got its silver content. I'm not quite sure if this is a piece that I could resell as an item.
OK.
But it's got a good weight to it, so I'm going to make you an offer for it. So should we get some money and put it on the table?
OK.
Right, let's see what we got. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 120, 140, 160. How does that sound to you?
Maybe a little more.
I'm really close. It's going to have to be a very small amount, Georgia. Very small.
Tenner?
Another tenner. What about a fiver?
No, a tenner sounds bad.
Oh.
Go on.
You want another tenner, do you?
Yes, please.
So if I put another £10 on the table, we've got a deal?
Yes.
You saw? Right, OK, look. There's the £10. Shake my hand. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Pretty little silver fruit bowl. Shame it wasn't earlier. It's 1920s. If it was earlier, should have got more money for it, but I'm pleased to buy it.
I pushed for another tenner and I got 170 and I'm happy with the result.
Also coming up after the break, Corrie eyes up a real gem, but she's not impressed.
Unfortunately, that for me is the least saleable item of jewellery.
But our seller wants a holiday in the sun.
I don't think we're talking about a world cruise here.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
The day's in full swing and Corrie Jeffrey's preparing for her first piece.
She looks a very nice lady and she looks like she's going to be generous, but we'll see. You can never tell.
Unfortunately, that for me is the least saleable item of jewellery. So I'm not going to be able to offer that much.
Oh dear, this could be awkward.
Hi Myra, I'm Corrie.
Hello, nice to meet you.
This is your brooch.
It's my brooch, yes.
And how did you come by it?
I was given it a present about 30 years ago from a member of the family. I don't wear it very often, so I thought I would sell it.
And did you have anything in mind to do with the money?
No, probably just a holiday.
Yes, but what kind of holiday? Are we talking about a round-the-world cruise holiday?
No, it depends what you offer me.
Right, OK. Let's have a look at it. It's set with tiny little rubies and some little diamonds in the middle. And it's a mark, gold mark and 18 carat. So it's English, it's 18 carat gold. And I would say it dates from the 1950s, 60s. Would that be in keeping with...
I believe it's earlier than that.
It's a bit
I was
earlier.
told it was earlier than that, yes.
There's not a full mark on it, so I'm just going on the style. I'm open to suggestions. And it's beautifully made. I mean, it's a beautifully made little brooch. But I've just said the word brooch.
Yes.
And unfortunately, of all the pieces of jewellery, brooch for me is really difficult to sell at the moment. They're just not in fashion. And just as you told me, you don't wear it, same as everybody else. Right. I don't think we're talking about a world cruise here.
No. OK.
So we'll put some money on the table and see what we get to, and see how you feel about it. Got 100, 200, 300, 400. How do you feel about what's in front of you there?
Don't feel that's enough.
You don't feel that's enough? I'm going to put 450 on the table. And that's not going to buy you the holiday you want, is it? No.
Well, the estimation for both the independent valuer and the auctioneer is 700 to 1,000. Brooches are not the easiest things in the world to sell. Not that many ladies seem to wear brooches. Perhaps the 30s was perhaps the height of fashion to do it, not as much now. But they can look marvellous and could look marvellous on an outfit, rather like the one that Corrie is wearing. I mean, whether she's thinking of keeping that, I don't know, but, OK. I think that's a reasonable offer, but a bit on the low side. Yeah. Unless you can get more, it's worth a gamble.
I'll put the 500 on the table, and that is going to have to be my final offer.
Thank you, but I think I will go to auction.
So it's off to auction.
Yes. Thank you.
And I wish you the best of luck.
I didn't feel it was enough. I felt I could get more, and especially when David came over and gave his advice.
I hope she does well in auction. I just haven't got the buyer for it.
So Corrie's off the hook. Will the bidders take a shine to the brooch in the sale room? Auctioneer Kevin Kendall standing by.
But you sat down with Corrie Jeffries, our dealer, and she said, I'll give £500 for it. You obviously didn't think that was enough money.
No.
The reserve is £700. You need an end user. I'm not sure a dealer will buy this. You need perhaps a private buyer. It's coming up now. Let's see what it brings.
Lot 120 is the 18-karat gold white gold brooch. Look at all those diamonds and rubies on this then. Naturalistic brooch. You're going to start me £1,000. £1,000. 500 then, start me if you will. 500 if you like, yes, no.
Calling for 500.
500. We'll start at 300. We'll go all the way down.
They're starting at 300. You turned down 500.
320, 350, 400, 450. 450 now, 450.
It's struggling.
450. 450 all done. We're struggling a bit now. 450, 500.
It's at 500, still below the reserve.
550 now, 550, 550, 600 anywhere. 550 all done this time at 550. Well, that is reserved, I'm afraid.
So the gambler's just gone down at £550. It didn't make the £700 reserve. What's your first reaction?
I'm disappointed.
Bit disappointed.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, maybe I'll try another time.
Well, you turned down the £500. In fairness, that was the scrap value of the gold content, so I do believe it's worth more. The problem is there wasn't the right buyer here on the day. So the real deal we are awarding to our dealer Corrie Jeffries at 500 quid. That was the real deal.
Moira pinned her hopes on more, but that's the gamble in the sale room. Better luck next time. And still items are coming through the doors in the den. The next deal is with Stuart.
I don't recognise the figure, so quite nice. Can't go overboard because it is a bit damaged.
I'm not that keen on it, but I do know somebody might like it.
Interesting.
It is.
Tell me what you know about it, can I ask?
I know it's a Staffordshire flatback. Victorian, I think, because of the colours.
Right.
But it's an interesting subject because it's a dog, I think, rescuing a body. And I thought this might be a commissioned piece because I've never seen anything like it.
No, it's an interesting portrayal, isn't it? Now, I interpreted it differently, but you think that it's dragging the person
out
of the water or wherever.
Trying to rescue it.
A rescue, yeah. And this looks like a Newfoundland sort of dog, doesn't it? So, rescue dogs.
I think it's a sentimental piece.
And you've obviously done a bit of research on it because you've obviously come up with the right words, Staffordshire flatback. It's actually a spill vase as well, of course.
It is. I had an uncle who collected these, and his were all figures. It was nothing like this, and they were a lot bigger pieces.
Yeah, they do vary a lot in size, and the animals are often in demand more. Quite an interesting subject. I don't recognise it. I'm not seriously into Staffordshire figures, but it is quite interesting. There is a little bit of damage to it. Very little bit,
just
I know.
Just a little bit on the top here.
Yeah. You haven't said why you bought it here if your father collected it. He collected Staffordshire, so...
No, it was my uncle that collected them.
Sorry.
And it's not something I particularly like, but I do realise the rarity of it.
OK, let's see if we can buy it, shall we? 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 quid. Twice as much if it wasn't damaged, but 100 quid's my bid.
Would you go a little more? OK, I'll take it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Diane. Thank you.
Tim's ready for his next item.
I've just seen this 1951 football record.
Everybody here is not too sure what it's worth yet. It could be a little, could be a lot.
I'm not sure if it's for me. Don't really understand the market.
Oh, no, not again, Tim. Luckily, the Duke and auctioneer Kevin Kendall are standing by with a little helping hand.
Now, you're going to have to help me out here with this, Manda.
Right.
I can see on here it says Cup Final 1951.
That's right.
Blackpool Football Club, Chester Street, Manchester. So, Obviously, we don't have a record player here, so we don't know what's on this. Do you know what's on it?
I have played it myself.
Yeah.
It's a pre-match recording in the dressing rooms of both Blackpool Football Club and Newcastle United. The players, which includes like Stanley Matthews.
Right.
And they're basically talking about the match that's coming up and how they think it's going to go. The reason why I'm selling it is because I would rather it went to somebody who appreciates what it is.
And can I ask you, Mandy, how you acquired it?
Yeah, my dad died last year. When we cleared his things out, it was amongst his things. He was a Blackpool supporter. He knew the players. He used to hang around in the cafes with them. We have tried to find out a bit about it. And all we've managed to find out is that there's 2 of this in a private collections.
Yes.
And they were the only ones that the football clubs were aware of.
How do you place a value on something like this? This is a very tricky one, right?
The big question is how many of them are there? Now, Mandy's done some of her own research, and from her research, she reckons there is only 3 or so of these actually made. So whether it was made for the press, the news releases or something like that, which would make it a lot more valuable than if it had been on general release and thousands of them made.
We don't really know.
We don't.
If that's the facts. So the independent values, they've placed us at £300 to £500. I'm thinking to myself, boom, they'd be scoring if they got that kind of money. What are you thinking, Kevin?
If it's unique, then I can see that sort of money, but I still have my doubts how unique the item actually is. I would say sort of 1 to 150, maybe a little bit more with the wind behind it.
I'm going to do something, Mandy, which is a little bit unusual.
Right.
I am going to ask for David's advice, because I am absolutely clueless about this.
Well, I also, I'm only just, you know, stabbing in the dark here. We've got 100 to 150. We've got a 3 to 500. Now, that would have seemed to me rather ambitious unless you were a real aficionado of football. What's on there, I think, is fairly unique. I think this is something that needs to go to the auction and see if there are any of those specialist collectors who see the value of it. I think that's the way to go.
Thanks, David.
This is my first and final offer.
£50. Well, thank you, but I think I shall take it to auction.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
I hope you do really well and that there are some supporters out there.
Hope so.
Over to the auction. What do you think at home? Is it going to sell? Find out later.
So while we take a half-time break, the Cup final's been passed on to the auctioneer Kevin Kendall, where it's game on in the sale room.
Where are you going to start me? I have got commission bids.
Where's that telephone bidder come from? Is it from Blackpool or is it from Newcastle?
All will be revealed in a few minutes.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
Now, you're going to have to help me out here.
Before the break, we saw Mandy turn down Tim's £50 offer for her 1951 Cup final record.
Well, thank you, but I think I shall take it to auction.
Good luck.
It was a tricky one to value, so after some advice from the Duke and auctioneer, it was pitched to the sale room.
It's an interesting item. The estimate is £150 to £200. It's coming up now. You turned down £50 from our dealer, Tim. That wasn't enough, I'm sure. What's it going to bring? Are there any bids from the clubs themselves? Well, let's find out. It's coming up now.
Lot 75, the interesting and rare 78 RPM recording. There's been a lot of interest from the Newcastle end as well. Newcastle won the 1951 Cup final 2-0. Where are you going to start me on this for a start then? I have got commission bids. I'm going to have to start at 150. 150 bid, 150 bid, 150, 160, 170, 170, 180, 190. Yes?
It's creepy.
200, 220, 240, 260 with me.
£260.
260 on commission bid now. 260, 280, 300, 320, 340. 360 on the telephone, 360.
Where's that telephone bidder come from? Is it from Blackpool or is it from Newcastle?
Available this time then for 360.
Gavel has gone down at £360 to a telephone bidder. Take away the commission, it's just over £300. It's about £306. What's your first reaction?
I'm really pleased with that.
Please?
Yep, I'm really pleased.
Any idea what you're going to spend the money on?
Well, it's actually going towards a headstone for my dad.
And it was your father's item, a worthy tribute to your dad. I'm going to say on the day, boom, we scored. 360 quid, take away the commission. The real deal was 306 quid.
Back to business in the dealer's den. Corrie's up next.
I like it. I like the colour of the glass. The item is not very saleable, to be honest.
Just hoping to get as much as I can for it to take my little lad to dig a world.
Hi, Adele.
Well, let's just hope Corrie digs deep on this one, Adele.
Right, Adele, do you know what this is?
Yeah, is it an olive and vinegar?
Absolutely. You put the olive oil in one side and the vinegar in the other.
Right.
Have you had this at home a long time?
It's been in family for a bit. It's probably been boxed up.
So you haven't used it?
No.
Have you tried it?
No.
Well, it's really impossible to use. You do put your thumb or finger over the bit that you don't. So if you've got olive oil in one and vinegar in the other, you put your finger over the bit you don't want to come out.
Right.
But still, the bit you do got to come out never comes out in the right place. All over the table, tablecloth, never on your plate. It's, I think, German.
Right.
And it's got these interesting little marks where it's blown, and that's where the glass is finished off. So you've got this little decorative finish there as well. It seems in nice condition. You've got one chip there, and that's the only damage I can see. I think it's about 1900, 1910, which was the heyday of complex dining.
Right.
Is there something that you need the money or want the money or a project in mind?
We're hoping to take little lad to dig a land at Durham, so...
It's 20... 30. There's
won't even get me up there, will it?
No, I know. And I'm thinking, from my point of view, it's not exactly commercial.
Right.
We've got some help.
Well, we're thinking about getting the salad out, are we? So, Adele, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Our independent valuers say they think it's German. I would have thought that was more Italian, Venetian, possibly French. They say 30 to 40 pounds. I think that's probably about right. Might be a little bit more. 30's on the table. The question is it worth going to auction? Can we get any more? Is that it, Corrie? Are we right on the line there? Is there a fiver in it or something?
I think another fiver.
I think with another fiver, it's a decent buy for our dealer, but I'm not so sure we could get you more at auction.
Right.
Adele, I'm going to put another 5 on the table. 35, and that is it.
I think we've got a deal.
We've got a deal.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Adele. When it's here, beautifully lit, looks really lovely, take it out at 5 o'clock in the morning on a bare-board table at Kempton Park, and you think, why did I buy this?
I think I got what I wanted rather than go to auction with it and lose a bit of money going to auction, so no, I'm happy with what I've got.
So Adele's little boy's off to Diggerland. We'll find out if Corrie can dig herself out of this hole at the end of the show. Our Tim's been a bad boy today, not wanting to buy anything. Will he fall in love with this romantic couple?
Not sure if I want to buy it, really, and I think he might have high hopes for it.
Is a divorce on the cards?
So, Donald, you brought this figure in today. Can you tell me a little bit about how you acquired it?
Yes, I bought it from a friend of mine, and I bought it for the wife's birthday.
But for the wife's birthday?
Yeah, so a surprise, and when I got it home, she didn't like it.
Oh,
well,
Donald.
That doesn't suit.
Were you gutted?
I was really, yeah.
Well, yeah, I'd have been.
Because I like it.
That was my next question. Do you like it?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Well, you should have asked her for money and she could have bought it for your birthday.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Now, do you know anything about it?
Not really.
Right.
No.
It's continental, it's German, and it's copying the Meissen.
Right.
It's probably by a company called Sitzendorf. They did lots of things like this, very elaborate things, candelabras, mirrors. This is what you would call a conversation piece. That is a pretend Meissen mark.
Right.
It's not a real Meissen mark. I've just been a little bit naughty there putting that on.
Okay.
And it's going to date from about 1900.
Right.
Now, it has got a few issues, Donald.
yes, I noticed.
Did you knock that off?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I bought it like that.
You bought it like that,
Yeah.
so obviously that needs putting back on.
Yes.
It could be professionally restored,
Right.
but it has had some restoration
And
here
a light.
as well.
Yeah.
There, and you can see it because
It's a different colour.
it's a different colour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I be a bit cheeky and ask you how much you paid for it?
I'll tell you when you've given me a good offer.
Oh, fighting talk.
Yeah.
50, £100.
It's not enough. It's not enough.
120.
I don't think it's enough.
Don't you?
No.
How long have you had it, Donald?
About 15, 18 months.
Is that your wife there,
Yes,
Donald?
yes, it is, yeah.
She's mouthing text the money, Donald.
I don't think she is.
What if I said 130?
If you give me 150, I get a deal.
Have we got a deal?
Well, we have to. Thank you very much.
Are you happy, Brenda? Yeah. Now, how much did you pay for it, Donald?
£15.
£15? The deal was interesting. I do feel that I got mugged a little bit by Donald on TV, but revenge is a dish best served cold, and when Brenda gets him home and she finds out that he spent £15 on her birthday present, he is going to get a lot of grief.
Coming up, Mark's presented with a big chunk of gold.
You've got 6 full Victorian sovereigns in there, so you've got a large amount of gold there.
But will it take a princely sum to secure the deal?
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
The Lancashire locals have done themselves proud today, with time for one final deal with Mark and seller Kathleen.
A nice big lumpy gold sovereign bracelet.
I was hoping for about 1,650, round about there for it.
There's going to be money going on the table for this, but I've got to work out how much first.
Sounds promising, Kathleen. Good luck.
Put me in a very nice sovereign bracelet here. Is it your own piece?
Yes, it's mine, yes. It belonged to my mother and she passed away in the 80s, but she bought it in about 1976, I believe, and she always wore it. She's very fond of it, but I don't wear it. It's not my taste, no. So,
right, I should imagine it's quite heavy also to wear for you, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yes, yes. It's quite bulky.
Yeah, it's got that real 80s look to it, hasn't it, you know?
Yeah,
but, I mean, what's nice about it, you've got 6 full Victorian sovereigns in there.
Yeah.
So, as long as with the sovereigns, which are obviously 22 carat, you've got the 9 carat mount. So you've got a large amount of gold there. So the price on this today is going to be quite a lot, because straight away I know from the sovereigns that we're going to be up there. I mean, if we do manage to have a deal today, have you any idea what you're going to do with the money?
Probably spend it on the house, home improvements, yeah.
Yeah, right, OK. Well, I think there's only one thing to do, isn't there? Shall I get the money out?
Yes, please.
Right, let's see what I've got. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 60, 180, 200, 220, 240, 260, 280, 300. I'm going to put them up here now. 320, 340, 360, 380, 400. 420, 440, 460, 480, 500, 520, 540, 560, 580, 600, 620, 640, 660, 680, 700, 720, 740, 760, 780, 800, 820, 840, 860, 880, 900, 920, 940, 960, 980, £1,000. Haven't finished yet?
Good.
Good. Oh, you're straight in there. I like that. You know what you want.
Yeah.
So we've got £1,000 on the table. Let's put some more down for you. 1,100, 1,200, then 1,300, £1,400 on the table. How does it sound to you, Kathleen?
I wanted a little bit more than that.
A little bit more?
Afraid, yeah.
It's about time we got the lowdown for the Duke on the deal.
Now, how much money's on the table? Is it 1,400?
14, yes, that's right.
Now, independent valuers are saying somewhere between £1,500 and £1,800. But the real value lies in the metal, the value of the gold that's there. And after careful calculation, it is just short of £1,700. What we've got to say is, Mark, we need a little bit more. We have to consider our dealer. If you were laying out something to the value of £1,700, how much money would you want to earn? Well, you'd want to earn 10%, wouldn't you?
Yes.
I get the feeling we have a competitor here. Someone will work on slimmer margins than you, mate. So, I don't want to squeeze him too hard. He's a good man, he gives good money, and I think he wants rewarding for that. And I would say, if he puts £1,500 on the table, I personally would reward him.
That's very nice of David to say that, but I think he's giving you very, very good advice. There's £1,400 on the table. I would be prepared to go a bit more, so £1,420, £40, £60, £1,480. Come on, Kathleen. Come on, come on.
A little bit more. I was hoping for.
And a little bit more is £1,500. And that's the other £20 on there now. That's what I want to give for the item. Can we have a deal?
Yes, we can.
That's great. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Nice bit of bling. Yeah, I was very pleased to buy that. Yeah, that was one of my better buys of the day.
Well done, Kathleen. You stuck to your guns and pushed Mark to the limit. With over £2,500 offered up here in Lancaster, let's see if our dealers have managed to clear a profit. There were mixed fortunes today. Stuart bought 2 items.
I think we got a deal there. Yeah.
The handcuffs didn't stick around long. They were sold in his shop with a price tag of £160. However, the spill vase is still gathering dust on the shelf. It was a silver and gold day for Mark.
A bit of £5.
No, a tenner sounds bad.
He made a small markup on the silver fruit bowl.
Can we have a deal?
Yes, we can.
That's great. Thank you very much indeed.
However, the bracelet brought him a cracking return. And poor Corrie.
Take it out at 5 o'clock in the morning on a bare-board table at Kempton Park and you think, why did I buy this?
Sure enough, that vinaigrette bottle is still sat on her stall. Finally, our Tim's in the Real Deal bad books today.
I'm not sure if it's for me. Don't really understand the market. I'm not sure if I want to buy it, really. They're not my field at all.
Oh, no. You're going to spoil my day.
Oh, no.
Mary drove such a hard bargain, Tim only just got his money back for the dinky toys. And the porcelain figure?
Now, how much did you pay for it, Donald?
£15.
£15?
It seems that he's really struggled to move the figurine on. Oh well, just goes to show that the dealers don't always have the last laugh.
We've had a great day. Bags of atmosphere, lots of action, lots of buying, lots of selling. That's what I like to see. Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time for Dickinson's Real Deal. See you.